And this is one of my favorite parts of an evening where I get to introduce a wonderful voice, and John Curl certainly is that. John is one of our most interesting poets, and this is going to be a grand presentation. John has two new poetry books out, poetry collections, Memory of a Kiss, Poems and Situations, and then America Beyond the Well, Poems and Transformations. He's the author of 12 other poetry chapbooks, two novels, a memoir of the 1960s, and a history of cooperation. His translations of Inca, Maya, and Aztec poets are collected in Ancient American Poets. He is a co-founder of Indigenous Peoples Day. He is also its historian. Born in New York City, he has lived in Berkeley since 1971. He is a member of the Revolutionary Poets Brigade and co-author of their new anthology, Riders on the Storm, and that's a worthy effort. He has such a voice, ladies and gentlemen, and I love his styling.
Oh, thank you so much, Dan. I actually decided to do two small books I got that idea from Greg Pond. Greg put out these great books called 4 a.m., 4 p.m. and 4 a.m. because like two companion volumes that fit together and bounced off each other. So if you haven't read them, is to check them out. They're really great stuff. So what the idea is, rather than putting out one large book, particularly with our short attention span world now, you're better off putting out two small books, and they divide themselves like everybody else. Your work kind of divides into different themes. You can have you're just doing your writing, but in general, you wind up with doing a variety of poems that can fit into different themes, and to put them together, the poems that have this theme, and you've got an interesting poetry collection. So, and I, thank you, Greg, for that concept. It's a very, very contemporary concept. So I'm going to read you. I'm going to be, as I put in this chat here, that I'm going to be reading at Bird and Beckett, and so I want to invite you all to come. And they're very inexpensive if you want one. But I will send you a PDF because we're also in this electronic age, and only a limited number of people are going to actually be reading these. But with a PDF, they just go anywhere. So so if you would like a PDF of both of these books, I would be glad to send you one. And so you don't need to spend but it is wonderful to have a printed book in your hand also. So that is always the trade-off. So, any case, I'm going to start by reading. This book is more in a way. I call this one Poems and Transformations, and I call this one uh, uh, Poems and Situations. And this is more about relationships, emotions, the dark side of of human society, and this is more about this is political, but it's a certain kind of politics, the politics of transformation, and so I'll read you some poems out of each of these books, and they're kind of two general themes that just kind of appeared in my writing. America Beyond the Well. America, beyond the well, along the dusty road, the acrid, rust-red soil, supporting only an occasional small vineyard, they strolled house to house, arresting families. We heard a great noise, and were all enveloped in a wall of heat and steam, while concrete balconies crashed into parked cars. An officer lowered a plastic bag over her head while another ground a lit cigarette into her arm. The melting snow, semi-translucent and shining in the lantern glow, seemed to be carved out of a block of amber. We worked our way back, following a little creek, sucking on twigs of sassafras and radiant sunshine, until, fringed by majestic pines, we reached the canyon edge and lit the sacred fire. Although the time scale was so vast and the abuse of evidence so complete as to render it unlikely, the flutes and rattles announced a universal healing. It was a moment of return. The ancient languages, long declared extinct by the experts, springing suddenly back to life. All we had were elders, drums, spirits, and what they told us. American Eagle. American Eagle soars above the crater of the old volcano. Abandoned prayers, nebulous hypocrisy clouds, morning dew apologies scattered one by one over the vast expanse of privatized air and water. Sailors in clown makeup, apparently on orders from the city manager, ransacking the branch library at an adjoining nursery school, crashing outboard skiffs into the collapsing docks and flaming taxis into the stores, car alarms blaring for hours, set off by the blasts. Investigators are still trying to reconstruct the chain of events. The remarkable irony, especially in view of their bizarre reproductive habits, is that the general public appears no longer even curious about it. At the bottom of a sunken road with high sandy banks lined with catskills, cattails, egrets still balance on one foot. Rusted weathercocks still spin. Minor prophets still ride swans. Erotic raccoons still wash wild ginseng, while beneath the surface, millions of worms still chew the earth in search of healing, tranquility, harmony. American Eagle soars above the crater of the old volcano, gazing into the caldera and dreams of restoring the waters. Journeying to America. In what were once some of the city's balmiest middle-class neighborhoods, the withered lawns and abandoned homes grown, beaten, and betrayed. Recovering credible evidence in the chaos can be difficult journeying to America, but following the lockdowns, evacuations, and manhunts, dark-hearted officials rushed to the scene where they stopped a random vehicle in front of hundreds of bystanders, forced the passengers to their knees. Journeying to America, we walked through clumps of stonewort, hogwort, submerged pond weeds, lapping ripples, a cloud of swirling flies when a sudden gust whipped the still waters into eddies and currents, sweeping wave upon wave of breakers hurling coincidental debris from the disasters against the innocent shore. We sought only to preserve the knowledge of our culture, respect for our mothers and grandmothers. Deep in the crypt of the abandoned sewer line, we drank from a pure spring inside an undiscovered grotto journeying to America. An American tragedy. Two earth spirits of the pristine forest were killed by trailside bombs during sunset. The presumed bombers apparently fled the scene on dirt bikes, for an adjoining canyon cracked up to be a virtual no man's land. In other news, death squads detained an additional 31 math students. Security guards shot 14 laborers as they slept in their pup tents. Celebrity bodyguards dined on 5 civilians. And an assistant professor of South Asian music harpooned 2 dolphins, 6 yellow dogs, a mule, an unarmed opossum, 16 house cats of various colors, and assorted birds. After several commercials, the pundits yelled at each other, hotly debating whether it was a situation comedy or an American tragedy. America's finest hour. The whirl of bats and moths in the wizard's cave. Profound ignorance clings like a shadow. Desperate salamanders glower. America's finest hour. Officials deny the president's crimes. Martial law in Seattle. Judges break out in running sores. All night she dreams of scorpions. Dour CEOs prattle. Bouquets of cancer devour. America's finest hour. A school of translucent tropical fish dart in a different direction. Grebes build floating nests on marsh vegetation. The CIA denies all allegations. The extent of the abuses overcast the sky with signs. Eddie squeezes a rock. Marcia chants on the picket line. Water shut off in Baltimore. Pittsburgh off limits. The guilty plead and cower. Prisoners watch meteorite showers. America's finest hour. Goons disarmed by moms. Truth Commission trials press on. Harbor seals lounge on the dock. Stratocumulus clouds display purple. An ant explores a petal, following round the charmed circle. A few intertwined twigs in the bright center of the Milky Way. Lovers nestled in a secret bower. America's finest hour. And the final poem from this first book will be Un-American. As un-American as these songs in the night, as the meadow jumping mouse and the red-legged frog, as the dark cloud hanging over the spot where the pipeline burst into flames, as plant closings and layoffs, as un-American as unarmed administration sources, as the candidate pulling a fast one, as a hissing noise in the Lincoln bedroom, as unmarked graves, bureaucratic delays, toxic substances in natural foods, as barbed wire around playgrounds, as children panhandling in front of the drugstore, as un-American as everywhere feelings of helplessness, confusion, despair, as un-American as entering the mall in a camouflage vest, as afterward turning the gun on himself, as the view of the Andromeda Galaxy, as newlywed dandelions, as kissing under the willow tree, as damselflies swooping through bulrushes, as strings of beads of silver, turquoise, coral, shell, as the future of labor in the visions of teenage revolutionaries, as un-American as family farm seeds, secretly handed down from generation to generation like heirlooms, as un-American as restoring balance, as un-American as every earth, every spot on earth, every spot on earth is sacred. So that's America Beyond the Well, and now I'll read a few poems from Memory of a Kiss. Memory of a Kiss. Back when my hair was wild and I was doing donuts trying to figure out who I was, my eyes ruled my heart, but vision is a fickle lover in the pastures of imagination. Or so I learned more than once, the hard way. So at that point, I was longing for something different, some special connection. And if it wasn't special, I'd rather be alone. I remember the exact instant when that all changed, when the broken pile of dry leaves and dead twigs I kept locked and hidden in my core suddenly started to move and glow as our lips touched for what felt like somewhere between infinity and eternity. Alone with you here, the curve of your neck, the grace of your hands, the melodies and harmonies in your voice, the incantations woven into the fringe of your shawl, the subtle scents and auras that surround you, your secret smiles have me enraptured. I feel suddenly like we have shared this space countless times before in other eras, other bodies lie with me here tonight on this cloud. Fly with me. Summon your genie, Circe. Rub your spirit lamp for me. I am shipwrecked on this desert isle. Rescue me. Drape your hair across my imagination. Wrap me in feelings. Weave your entranced fabric of shooting stars around me and mesh me in your carpet. Let the mother of creativity fill your tongue with spells, sortilege, and enchantments, and our eyes with emotions. Braid endless webs of song around our shared and shattered dreams. Lift me, my magic bird, with your sleight of hand. Escape with me over the waves. Let me dangle from your bracelet like a charm, Circe. I am your toy. Let me hang from your claws as we fly. Now, I'll read a couple more poems from here, and that will be I think that's all I have time for. Uh, Nothing in the end. From the crowd of endless eyes to the mists of eternity, dispelling all your hopes and fears as if from nowhere, the eyes of the one you've been waiting for suddenly appear, my friend. But then again, It all comes to nothing in the end. To feel your skin against mine, flesh to flesh. Is there anything more intimately wonderful? That sweet, warm space our bodies share when essence joins our common core into this special place that is both of us. And we remember once again that this is how all the world should be, but isn't, my friend. But then again, it all comes to nothing in the end. But but the way love grows, when I grow near you, drenched in wild desire, to exist inside you the way you exist inside me, the moment is everything, worth more than the world. And then it's gone, all except our memories and our longings and the endless repercussions of our loving acts. But then again, love is all that lives on and gives meaning to this world. My friend, it all comes to loving in the end. It all comes to loving in the end. And I will finish my reading with a poem called The Ultimate Secret. The secret is balance. The secret is what makes it all art. The secret is the difference between cormorants, loons, coots, and grebes. The secret is somewhere inside the mountain. The secret is what you see when you open your eyes in the morning. The secret is the thought you just forgot. The secret is peeling back the onion. The secret is whispering in your ear. The secret is strings of brightly colored beads. The secret is chewed by a polar bear. The secret is a sucker punch. The secret is the holes between the words. The secret is truth and consistency. The secret is deeper inside dark clouds. The secret is the instant before you fall asleep. The secret is the accents and the herbs. The secret is the turquoise of the petals. The secret is touching the energy spots. The secret is remembering your center of gravity. The secret is understanding your limits. The secret is linking your breath, pace, and stride. The secret is riding that music to wherever it takes you. The secret is respect for the craft. The secret is the discipline of the easy. The secret is where opposites cross. The secret is around us all the time. The secret is the password that touches your heart. The secret is the best and the worst are true at the same time. The secret is opening yourself to it. The secret is stretching to just before the breaking point. The secret is we are citizens everywhere in an infinite world. The secret is we are tiny creatures in a microscopic world. The secret is there are no rewards beyond our acts themselves. The secret is in the wrist. The secret is there are always deeper layers. The secret is this poem never began and will never end. The secret is the opposite of what you think it is. The secret is the opposite of what I just said. The ultimate secret is that there are no secrets. It's Memory of a Kiss. And you can have a free copy of a PDF copy of both of these books, and if you're interested. And come see me in a couple of weeks at Bird and Beckett. Thank you very much.
Unmute, ladies and gentlemen, and let him hear it. Thank you. Thank you, John.
Wow.
Give him a
Wow,
round.
That was great.
wow.
That was
Great
amazing.
work.
Beautiful.
Great work.
Thank you, John.
Thank you all. You know, it's great to have a community. You need with poetry, there is no real audience for poetry except other poets. And there's something wonderful about that, that we get that, I think, you have to kind of connect with a community of poets. And it really is like, helps us all, it's really good for all of us. And Sacred Grounds is one of the best places. Thank you all for coming.